On the radio from 6 to 9, you're about to have a really good time, and it's sure to make you smile. On the bus, in the car, on the AirPods without wires. Rank it up on the worksite, it's the Bad and Liam podcast. Bad and Liam podcast. Well, g'day there, podcaster. Another episode of COVID Friends. Ben has it now confirmed, positive test, so he will be in a different room for the entirety of this episode. I will be a little clearer in your ear holes because I'm in the studio. And enjoy the episode.
It's 6:10. Hallelujah, it's 6:10.
Yep, that's right. The 610 quiz, doing it from home today. I have tested positive for COVID, so I'll be doing it from home the next 5 days. The way the quiz works is 5 questions. You get them all right, you choose the next song we play. Plus, you get on the air, you're in the draw for $10K a day in May. Over $200,000 will be given out in the month of May just from getting on air.
Trudy joins us now from Woodside. She's in the draw. You're up early off to work. What do you do for a crust, Trudy?
Oh, government.
Government? Oh, you work for the government.
Oh, ASIO.
Do you work? Yeah. Do you work near the airport? No, I'm not talking about IKEA.
No.
I'm talking about the Australian Federal Police.
City.
In the city.
In the city.
City.
In some sort of military bunker, perhaps, underneath the city. Well, no, Trudy, we won't pry too much. We know you.
She's not saying too much.
Yes, important work for the government, so we don't want to be killed. Anyway, 5 questions here, Trudy. Let's see if we can get through all of them. Port Adelaide star Ollie Wines is joining us later this morning. Did Port win or lose last weekend?
They won.
They did. Former Google employees have spoken out about how brutal the interview process is to get a job at the company. This is tricky. I think this could stump you. What colour
Probably.
is the G in the Google logo?
It's yellow, red, and blue.
They are the colours of Google, but we're going to need just the one colour.
What is the first colour?
One of those you've already said of the G.
Say the question again.
Just the colour of the G in Google? Like, is it blue, yellow, green,
Oh,
red?
I don't know.
Red.
I don't know. Blue.
Oh, it is, yeah, well done. So that's, I mean, for a guess, pretty bloody good.
That's a pretty good guess.
Unless you have some sort of government informant in your other ear, I don't know. We know you're a well-connected person, Trudy. So.
No, not really.
Okay. Well, the Daily Mail have started a fake rumour, shock horror, that Bluey was cancelled yesterday, the famous cartoon. What breed of dog is Bluey?
The blue healer.
It is. You're
Two
doing well.
blue-themed questions this morning.
Yes. And I think Ben has a rather blue song for us this morning that you might be able to pick if you win the quiz. Of course,
cool.
We do need to get through the next 2 questions first. Social media sensation Hasbulla is coming to Australia to do a speaking tour, which I am 100% going to, no matter how much it costs. What social media app do you check first in the morning, Trudy?
Instagram.
Yeah, you could have said anything there.
It sounded like you were lying, but that's okay.
Yeah, you're
Do you
right.
actually check that, or do you not check any social media?
Oh, I don't really. Oh, no, check Messenger now then.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
fair enough. Yeah, okay. Well, happy birthday to Adele. She's 34 today, Trudy. Can you finish
Cool.
these Adele lyrics?
Something in the deep.
Oh, bugger. No, it's such a famous song. I'm sorry, Trudy. You're still in the
Sorry,
draw
Trudes.
for 10K day in May, but we're going to have to move on to Alia and Salisbury North. Alia, can you finish these Adele lyrics?
Rolling in the deep.
With the least amount of flair we've ever had,
Oh.
but you still got it right, so you win, Alia. You get to pick the next song we play. Would you like to hear what Ben has on offer?
Nothing lasts forever.
I really think we need to hear this one this morning. It's gone on long enough. I reckon everyone wants it. Everyone's dying to hear my song. Or you can hear Liam's song this morning.
Okay, you go. Simple plan gets past
Liam.
another day.
Yankee Doodle, that's one spicy meatball.
We're also joined now, Ben, by Producer Belle. Good morning.
Good morning.
Interesting, yesterday we're at work and I saw you filling out a little questionnaire on your emails, and I inquired, I said, what's that about? And you told me it was something you were doing with your partner, Luke.
Yeah, so we're coming up to 1 year and we just thought it would be fun. Kind of started as a joke, but now we're actually doing it to answer questions about the other person and see how well we know each other. And it ranges from basic stuff to things that, you know, we may have mentioned in passing, and it's like, do you remember like what this fact is about me? And it was a bit stressful, but I actually did quite well.
I could imagine, like, obviously, you know, very close to my partner, love her a lot, but if she sent me a questionnaire and she was judging me and it was like pressure was on, I mean, I think I'd feel pretty nervous.
Yeah, Belle, you said that you did quite well, but how did Luke go?
Yeah, look, he could do better. I could say.
Yeah.
Maybe your questions were too hard. I don't know.
Oh, they weren't.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty basic.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I mean, Liam and I have known you longer than Luke has. We've known each other now for 5 years.
Yeah,
I reckon we'd go pretty well at these
5
questions.
years, you're picking up a hell of a lot. You know, we've met the family. There was a
Yep.
weekend I stayed at your family home in Melbourne
that's
when
true.
there was bushfires at Falls Festival, and Belle was kind enough to give up her home. I've seen Belle's childhood room. That's how well I know her. Full of Hamish and Andy posters.
Really didn't have to put that in there, but yes, it is. Anyway, well, what do you want to give it a go?
Yeah, well, give us some
Hit
questions,
us.
because I think I'm feeling pretty confident that Ben and I would be able to.
We'll
smash
see.
it.
We'll see. All right, I'll give you a basic one first. First question: what's my full name? Okay, well,
I must admit, I feel like all the blood just drained out of my face because I was like, that's a good question.
okay, what's my full first name?
Isabella
Yes.
is your real name. On your license, it's Isabella.
Is your middle name the Rat? Is it
or is it-
Isabella the Rat Jackson?
Is it
Are you
Isabella
serious?
Marie Jackson?
This is the first question. No, I'm not Marie.
Oh, it's Ben's mum's name. What's your...
Correct.
It's
You know me,
Isabella-
sir.
It's Isabella Grace Jackson.
I would
never have gotten
Oh
that.
my God,
I've
I told you that like
never
a
told us
million
In
that.
a million years, I would not
Okay,
have
wow.
gone.
Second question.
Nice name, though. It's a pretty name.
Oh, thanks. Second question. What's my most proud moment in my life?
Easy. Get a job with us.
I knew that was coming.
Pretty up there. There was also a lot of Ben and Liam posters in our room.
No, there wasn't. Oh, my God. No, the most proud moment is probably when I bought my house.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
That's
up there.
nice.
So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, next question. How many tattoos do I have on my body?
3. You've got the
Wow.
one...
Well, hang on. It depends. Are you
let's count.
counting? Hang on. Are you counting the Ben and Liam tattoo or
I
no?
don't have... Oh, my God.
I reckon she's got a secret one somewhere. Maybe a little tramp stamp or something. No, you've got your one on your arm.
Yeah.
You've got on air on your wrist,
Yeah.
which you got when you got your first radio job, which is
Yeah.
very cute. And Ben and I noticed it when we were doing the interview, and we were like
You're the reason you hired me.
interviewing for producers. Like, wow, she's committed. Like, and then you've got a big chicken on your ribs, even though you don't eat meat, but you just love chickens. I suppose you like them for their, being
Well, I
alive.
respect them,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
There's the mountains.
Yeah, no, I said that one. That's the one on her arm.
Oh, you said that?
So
Okay.
that's-
Okay,
That's
so
3.
are you going with 3?
Yeah, it's
No, I have double.
No,
I
no,
have
there's the
6.
anchor. There's the anchor
Thank
as
you,
well.
Ben.
anchor.
I have 6.
Hang on, what? So you've got the...
So what are we missing?
What are the other 2?
Well, I have a tulip as well.
Where
which
the
is
hell's
same-
the tulip?
Yeah. On the other side of my
I've
ribs.
never seen that.
Oh, okay. And then on the back I have a compass.
Oh,
Which you definitely would have seen
no, I've
before.
seen the
Yeah, the compass.
Okay,
yeah.
moving on.
Are you a bikie? How many tattoos do you have? My God. You got 6 tats.
Okay, here's one. What am I insecure about? What's my biggest insecurity?
Probably losing your job with us.
I really thought you were going to do this seriously.
No,
and
I
don't
would
know.
say, no, I would say literally any other woman who shares a similar interest in your particular field in radio. Like if anyone's
Yeah.
like, I'd love to be a producer someday, Bill was like, that'd be nice. And then behind their back, she's like, oh, murder that person.
Yeah, she's very possessive.
Yeah, okay. I don't want to lose my job and I don't want to be replaced. But
Would
no.
you say that you
No, that's not my biggest insecurity.
don't reckon?
I would say my giant double chin is my biggest
double, you don't have a double chin.
or my lazy eye.
Don't have neither of those things. You don't talk about those things. I've
Because
never
I don't come in here and go, it's me, Belle, with my double chins and the lazy eye. What do you mean I don't talk about that?
Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
Okay. All right. Last one. Most valuable possession that I own.
Oh, that would
Easy.
have to be your Hungry Jack's Dark Knight cups from the theatrical release of that film in 2008. Yeah, Belle, if you didn't know, she goes to a lot of op shops and collects
don't.
little. You know when
don't.
Nutella used to do, like, you would buy Nutella and you could rinse after you were finished, and it
Yeah.
would be like a cup with like
Yeah.
SpongeBob characters on
Okay,
it.
no, but I do have a Milo tin.
I think it's fair to say, Belle, 5 out of 5. Pretty good.
No, absolutely not.
Well, what was your possession? What was your favourite?
Well, my cat.
Oh, that's not a possession. That's a friend. You know?
Fine. My house.
Okay. Well, a lot of
You're
chat about-
mispronouncing HJ's cups.
Yeah.
I had a wedding on Saturday. It was my wedding. And when you get married, chances are pretty high when you're having all these people come together. Someone's going to have COVID and you're going to get it. So I did get it from
Not
the
me.
wedding. I'm pretty confident
wore
about
it.
that. You didn't.
I wore a hazmat suit with a bow tie on it.
Very good. But look, the thing with weddings is that they're not cheap. Everyone knows that. But there is a nice little surprise after a wedding, which is going through the wishing well. You get to compare your guests and you go, look what they gave us, look what they gave us.
Without talking about the amount, on a sliding scale, where was I sitting as far as the cash in the card? Was I on the lower end? Was I in the middle? Was I potentially on the higher end?
Well, look, what I would say, Liam, is you were much more generous than Producer Belle was.
I'm a kinder person.
Yeah.
I'm a kinder person.
Clearly, I see how much you value our friendship, and I see how much she values our friendship.
You have a dollar value on that now. There you go.
I do, I really do. Anyway, look, my mum and dad, they obviously put something in the wishing well, which was very lovely of them to do, because we don't expect anything from anybody. But, you know, it's always nice when you do get it.
I mean, you do
And
a
we
little bit
opened up-
there, right?
You do a little bit, yeah. And we opened up mum and dad's. And at first I laughed and I was like, oh, that's funny. They put Monopoly money in there. But then I was like, why would they do that? That's like that's not what they would do. That's weird. And then I looked at it and I was like, I think that's real money, but I don't know. So I texted mum and I said, is that real money that you put in there? And she said, yeah, that's super duper old money. I've like, you know how sometimes you see like old coins, but they still look like coins.
Yeah.
The notes that they had put in this envelope were notes that I'd never seen before. So it was such old money that it was money before. Now you get money out, like if you have a note.
The window.
Which even that's rare these days. It's got the window. It's like plasticky.
Are you talking
They're
this?
color
You have
coded.
money pre-window?
I've got money pre-window. I've got paper money from mum and
Is
dad.
it
Like I've got it.
still valid? Like, could you still go to the? Oh my god, what the heck?
Yeah,
It
so
looks
I'm holding
it
up
looks
to the
like,
camera now.
Just like foreign currency.
It
They've
does. It
got
looks like
all different
American
people
money.
on there as well. Is the Queen?
Yeah.
The Queen's looking hot in that. The Queen's like the Queen's.
Well, the Queen's
is
not
21.
even on the Queen's not even on the money. It's so crazy. But yeah, so you can still. So what happens if you take it to a bank? They will like take the deposit and they'll send it back to the Treasury and then they destroy it, I believe. But I kept it because it was a little bit sentimental, because I said to mum, I was like, what's the go with that money? And she said, oh, well, when your nana passed away, so my dad's mum, when she passed away, she had a cash stash. And so they found the cash stash and they said, oh, we thought it'd be like sentimental if we gave you for your wedding some of that money for the cash
almost
stash.
as
It's
if-
from nana.
She is giving you. Yeah, that's really sweet. So you're going to hold on to that?
Yeah, so I didn't deposit this with the rest of the money that we got for the wedding. I chose to hold on to this, because it's just so old and I've never seen it before. But it got me thinking about stashes of cash,
Especially with
and
old
people finding them.
Old people, you know, it's just that. No, I don't trust the banks.
13 24 10. Give us a buzz this morning. I'd love to know, where did you find a stash of cash?
And it might not just be like from an elderly person or you're working on a home. Like if you were just like at Macca's and there was a backpack full of cash and you found it and you're like, oh my God, what do I do with this? I always love this story. You know, you hear in the news, like I think there was like a family in the York Peninsula a couple of weeks ago
Yeah.
who found a full brick of like pure cocaine on the beach.
Yeah,
and
imagine if you were going for like a hike and you found this random thing and it was full of money. Like,
Yeah.
have you found a stash of cash? Doesn't matter, you know, how big or how small. I still would love to hear the story.
Mish joins us now from Grange. You found a bit of a stash of cash, Mish.
I did. Morning, Ben and Liam. Yeah, I was out running and it was like winter morning and it was cold and rainy. It was out by Harndorf, out there in the country. I'm running along and I did the double take because I looked to my side and I see all these $50 notes. I'm like, nah, I'm just still dreaming. I kept running, and I just looked back, I'm like, no way. And there was like $1,050 in $50 notes.
Really?
No.
Just sort of like loosely blowing around, or?
Yeah, they're spread out over sort of a couple of metres and in the bushes.
You kidding?
So I picked it up, and then I actually found a till that must have been stolen out of. So, I did the right thing, break the cop, and I did keep running and then came back and met them.
So did they, you said you did the right thing, but did they, like, confiscate the money for evidence, or did they go,
Of course.
right.
Yeah.
So sometimes
Because if it was a robbery, then they would have known where the money came from. So you definitely did do the right
there had been
thing.
break-ins, so that's where it came from. And in fact, at first I was sort of put to me, well, are you giving us all the money? But then it was confirmed by the victim that was the money that had gone missing. So,
right.
hey, I did my little good deed for that.
Yeah, and Mish, hopefully for that you'll be getting a call back from Kate, Tim and Joel later on to let you know you've won $10,000, like 10 times that.
Well, that could be awesome.
Yeah, well, you are in the draw for Nova's 10K day in May. Phil in Modbury North, you found a stash of cash?
Yeah, we found a cash. Our neighbour across the road, husband passed away, and she came across our place a few months later and said, look, I can hear some dripping noise by my bedroom when I lay in bed. And we went across and said, that's strange because you don't have power, water down that side of the house. So we wandered over and had a look. We had a power box. We couldn't hear anything. Went inside and you could definitely hear a drip, drip, drip type noise. So we moved a side bed out of the way, and $7,000 fell out in underneath from an envelope. So her husband left her $7,000, passed away, hadn't told her. And we found out that she'd had a clock in her kitchen a few months earlier that had stopped ticking. The battery ran out, and she'd thrown it under her bed, and this thing had come back to life. And the drip, drip, drip noise was actually the tip, tip, tip of the clock. Yeah, right. But because of that, we then found the $7,000.
$7,000, not bad.
Oh my God!
Not bad.
And then did you push her over and run away, or?
No, we gave it back to her. Very, very gratefully spent it, I think. So
we wouldn't have done the same thing. Of course, no, we're just joking, Phil. Donna in Hackham, you found a stash of cash.
Yeah, hi Ben and Liam. It was my husband's stepfather. So when his mother died, they were cleaning out the house, and she was quite a miserly person from what I hear, and they found all these preserving jars in the top of the pantry with all these faded notes in, and there was about $100,000 in there.
What?
$100,000 in cash?
Yes, of all these different denominations, and of course it was 20 years ago when the old paper notes were there, and yeah, they couldn't believe it.
Oh, I think Nana might have been a drug dealer. I don't know how else you'd be pulling in that sort of money.
Oh my God.
Once Ben and Liam punched me in the face. It was awesome.
We are joined now by our producer Belle.
What's trending?
Trending all over the internet. Twitter.
Instagram.
Welcome to Facebook.
Hey guys, well, Kim Kardashian's famous tape that we know was released in 2007.
What tape is this?
The tape that you shouldn't watch at work. Let's say that.
I'm going to need more details on the tape, Belle. I don't know what you're
Well,
talking
good
about.
thing I'm not at work, so I guess I can watch it.
Ben can watch it for you. There you go. So this tape that was released back then when she was with her partner Ray J at the time, Ray J has now come out saying that it was actually all planned by Kim herself and her mum.
Gross. So it was a whole family production. Kris Jenner
Well-
was directing, Courtney was doing the lighting, and Kylie just had one of those like sound sort of
boom mic.
boom mic over the top of the whole thing.
Well, yeah, it was all to get her profile out there, which, hey, I guess
Do you know
it
what?
worked.
It did the job, didn't it?
She's wearing Marilyn Monroe's dress now, so
Yeah.
you know. And if you haven't seen, Dave Chapelle, the comedian, was attacked mid-show on stage yesterday or last night. So there's a huge filming going on overseas at the moment for a new Netflix comedy series, and he was up on stage and he actually did get attacked mid-show by someone jumping up.
Was that Will Smith?
Now, at the end there, you can hear Chris Rock jump up on stage after it was all cleared and said, was that Will Smith?
Yeah.
Which, you know, lean into it, I guess.
Pretty scary stuff, this one. Especially,
Yeah.
I mean, Ben and I, big Chapelle guys. I know you were saying this morning, Ben, that one of the guys who pinned down the attacker was Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Who just happened to be there. Just sort of, he wasn't doing security, he was just in the crowd. But imagine if that went worse, you could see all the headlines now that they would, you know,
yeah.
killer set, or he died out on stage, you know, like they
I don't think they would.
I think they'd run that. You don't think that?
Maybe in like 3 years' time.
Yeah,
Not straight away.
yeah,
but no,
maybe
he is fine. Dave's fine. Like you said, Jamie Foxx was there. He helped, and the guy has been arrested.
Hopefully it doesn't become a trend where we see people now, like, because of Will Smith, and then now someone's, bum rushing Dave Chapelle. Like, hopefully it doesn't become a thing where people start just attacking people on stage.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you just use the phrase bum rushing?
I did, yeah.
I've never heard that before.
You never heard that?
Being bum rushed.
Have you heard that, Belle?
No, I've never heard it. I was just
I don't know. I couldn't give you the definition of it, but I know it means like I don't know the origins of it.
That's a weird one. Yeah.
Okay.
Calling the police. Help! I've been bum rushed.
And finally, if you didn't know, Guy Sebastian. He's actually in court at the moment. He hasn't done anything wrong. But he is in court because his ex-manager is being done for embezzling royalties up to $900,000. Now, this manager also managed people like Sophie Monk, Grandenia, and Steph Rice. He is being trialled, for basically just keeping money from all of these celebs. Now, it has come out, though, that there's a whole list of huge, expensive things that Guy Sebastian was given in exchange for performances and appearances instead of money. Now, these things include things like boats, Land Rover cars, free flights, big speakers, all the luxuries in life.
Call me crazy, but we love Guy Sebastian more than most people do, Adelaide's favourite son, but I didn't think Guy Sebastian was on, like, free boat money. You know what I mean?
It's the life of the rich and famous, and it's true, Ben and I in radio, we lived that life. I mean, just last week we were sent some Bonds jocks. The week before that, MasterChef measuring cups and a Julie Goodwin cookbook. So, I suppose you could say we all live in that life out here. G'day, Love Rat. This is a juicy one. A bit of an age-old debate. You can always message in. loverat@novafm.com.au is the email. We've got one from Michelle in Woodville. She said, "Hey, Love Rats. I've been with my partner for 6 years now. 2 years ago, we had a little hiccup in our relationship. And when I say hiccup, I mean he slept with one of his colleagues. My God.
Oh, okay.
We put it behind us, but it's all I think about. I wanted to know if you believe in the old adage, once a cheater, always a cheater. Thanks, guys. Love the show."
You can't say you put it behind you if it's all you think about. You clearly didn't put it behind you.
Well, yeah. Just kind of contradicted herself there, that's for sure.
They've put it behind them in the sense that obviously they're still together and they're still semi-strong, I guess. But, of course she's always going to be thinking about it. I think, I don't know, once a cheater, always a cheater. Like, this also applies to if they've cheated in a previous relationship and then you're with them now as well. And then I think, I don't know, I always say no. I always say they're not always a cheater. And I think that if you're with someone that you really, really love, then you definitely, it might be different. You'll definitely try all you can and you wouldn't have those urges to cheat. But if he's cheated on her in the same relationship that they're in now, I don't know.
It's also that thing, I suppose, if you've done it once and you got away with it, then you're like, oh, well, get away with it again, right?
It's true, and it's different if he came clean and said, hey, I've done something bad, versus he got found out and then that's how he had to come clean. Then, yes, I would absolutely be a bit sus on him. But I'd say if they're going strong and if it's fine, then, stick with him. Be strong. Just, hey, if it's all good now, then try and put it behind you as much as you can. But I don't know. Because I've got a friend who's in a similar situation, and her partner cheated in a previous relationship, so not with her, and she's put it behind her. She just said, look, I think it's a different relationship that we're in now. He knows that we're really strong, we're really, really healthy, and there haven't been any issues. But I know that when they got together, she was thinking, look, I don't know if I trust him with me, because he's done it in the past.
Well, look, Belle, you're saying stay with it. I'm saying dump his ass, Michelle. I'm not the love rat though, so you can't. I mean, you didn't ask for my advice, but that's just my 2 cents.
I always like to think the best in people, and I think if he's done it in the past, maybe they were in a rocky place at that point. Maybe they're stronger now.
Yeah. What do you think, Ben?
I think dump his ass.
Well, Michelle,
right,
that's 2 against 1. But, look, we don't want to pry too much into your relationship. But then again, you have asked for some advice here. Why don't we do this morning? 13, 24, 10. True or false? From your experience in your personal life, once a cheater, always a cheater. Is that legit? Or maybe you had a different experience. 13, 24, 10 is the number. Tana in Morphevale joins us now. True or false? Once a cheater, always a cheater. What do you think?
Good morning, Ben, Liam and Belle. Well, I semi-agree with Belle in the sense that I think if the cheating happened separate from your relationship, so before you had gotten together, then you could kind of, be in your own relationship. However, as a person who has actually been cheated on and decided to stay, essentially it was the case of he got to have his cake and eat it. So he didn't change because, well, he wanted me and somebody else and it was convenient for him, and he was never going to be better or do better because that's just not what he wanted. So, yeah.
Okay, so you were cheated on, you stayed together, but he did it repeatedly. I'm sorry to hear that, Tana.
Yeah, wow.
That's okay.
And how long did that sort of go on for before you called it quits?
Well, I mean, I don't want to be depressing or anything, but it took me about a year and a half because, he said he would change. And like Belle, I like to see the good in people and think that he actually really wanted that. And then when I figured out that he wasn't going to, I made the decision. I was like, no, this is it. I think I know I deserve better. So,
yeah, that stinks, Tana. Well, sounds like you're better off without that guy anyway, that's for sure. Tash joins us now in Crowder Park. True or false, once a cheater, always a cheater? That's the debate we're having this morning.
I'm going to go with false because I do believe left and straight change their spots, but I do think that some people can. So I will go against the majority and say people can change. And yes, I do believe, and myself, that I was in a long-term relationship for 12 years, and I was the cheater. I'm a very loyal person. I was very drunk, stupid and young at uni, and I've lived to regret it ever since. And I would never do it again. So that's why I believe that people can change.
Yeah, right.
So are you still with the person that you cheated on, or was that like a high school, university relationship?
It was a 12-year long relationship, but we parted due to separate journeys in life, but it didn't end because of that. We really worked through it, and it was 8 years after that we decided to stay friends.
Right, so you did it once, you learned from it, that was it. Stronger person.
Absolutely. And I love to live with a clear conscience, and still I regret that to this day, and that was 20-odd years ago. And I've never cheated, and I never will again.
Well, I feel like you're still punishing yourself for a little bit, the fact that you've called into radio station, putting your hand up and you're like, yes, it happened 20 years ago. I own up to it.
Absolutely.
Bring a bucket and a mop for the Ben and Liam podcast.
Ollie, 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 Ollie! Talking footy!
Ollie Wines, good morning, mate. How you doing?
Going very well. I thought COVID was sort of out of school now, but Ben's gone and got it.
Yeah, he's got it at like the lamest time, hasn't he? Like, it's no one's got sympathy. No one thinks it's funny. It's just sort of like, 100%. What? You still got it?
But having said that, one of the good things about me getting COVID was I got to give Ollie Wines a tour of my PlayStation room. I showed him all my PlayStations. What were your thoughts, Ollie?
Very impressed. I was wondering why the PS5's on the wall when you're meant to play it. So
yeah, I like to look at it. I like to play it. I like to touch it. I love my PlayStation. But look, we're not here to talk about PlayStations. We're here to talk about footy, Liam.
Yeah, and Ollie, you've been in the news a little bit this morning, supposedly getting pestered by some anti-vax people who are convinced that you've been paid off by Big Pharma. I know you haven't been, but just out of interest, how much would you have to be paid? Like you'd think hundreds of thousands, right?
More, I reckon.
Yeah, no, that's it. Well, no, I think we went through this because, I mean, we had one of the first chats with you after your scare with your heart. And obviously it wasn't really an inflammation thing. It was in AF, right? So it was more of like a rhythm thing. It's a bit of a shame you have to sort of cop all of those things. But I'm sure over the years, after losses and different things, you're pretty immune to that sort of thing, copping a bit of stick here and there.
Yeah, certainly. Look, when it comes down to your health and it's your own sort of individual battle, and what's going on, and I just think it's hard for people to comment externally who know nothing about it. So I'll just put it behind me and block it all out. But I'm 100% healthy, which is amazing.
It certainly does. It feels like you have blocked it out well because, look, let's not start counting our chickens before the eggs hatch or however that saying goes, because we've won 2 games now on the trot. We've got a big game this weekend. Does it feel like Porter's starting to get a bit of momentum, Ollie?
Certainly does. Yeah, we've sort of found our way of playing football the last 2 weeks, and we are 2-5 still and down sort of the bottom half of the ladder. So by no means are we fully back, but we think we're doing some right things, and we've got a big opportunity against Western Bulldogs Friday night to continue that winning streak and charge up the ladder.
And obviously there was a few narrow losses there at the start of the season as well, some bigger than others. But like when you see that Crows GWS score over the weekend, do you guys go, like is it sort of like, is it funny? Like it takes the heat off you a little bit?
Yeah, it is. I do like barracking for SA teams, all SA teams, but when we're not going too well, I sort of like the Crows not doing too well also. But
with the Bulldogs game Friday night, obviously, like I know you review footage and stuff like that, but do you ever just go back and watch a whole game and just so you can get that feeling and be reminded of that feeling of how much the loss hurt, just to fire you up for the game?
Not really. I think it hasn't been made too big of a deal this week. I think Ken might use it tomorrow night in his sort of final address to really spur the players on, but that's not something I do. I know TJ watches games back straight after a game to sort of analyse them straight up in the moment, but there's not too many guys that'll watch the game back.
So Tom Jonas will finish a game and then that night he'll re-watch the whole game.
He will.
He sounds like fun.
Yeah. He's a unique man.
Ollie Wines joining this morning on Nova. Getting away from footy, I mean, outside we know hobbies-wise, like you love your water sports. You were saying to Ben before you play a bit of PlayStation. How's your fortnight going?
Fortnight, I've put it away. I'm actually building a remote control car at the moment from scratch.
Oh, really?
So that's the hobby at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, like getting like little like Dick Smith electronics parts sort of thing.
The soldering iron out at the moment. Yeah,
that's awesome. I suppose you got to do things to get your mind off of stuff. We also know you're a pretty handy golfer. You get out there often. We had a competition running this week before Ben had to stay home with COVID, where he would like putt, and if he gets it in, $1,000 for listeners. How like that's about 10 feet there. Do you reckon you'd be able to sink that putt pretty easily?
Oh, I think I'll have a crack. Yeah,
okay,
it's pretty straight.
Well, look, it's straight. The putting mat's there. If you would like Ollie to win some cash for you, 13 24 10 is the number. And after this, we will get Ollie Wines to putt for cash.
I like big putts.
Yeah, Ben and I are big putt guys, love big putts. And unfortunately, this was a game where Ben was putting, but he's got COVID, so he's at home. So we've got the help of someone who, dare say, a little more athletic. Port Adelaide star, Ollie Wines. Ben, how are you feeling Ollie's going to putt?
Yeah, look, I'm a little bit upset that I can't be in there to do the putt myself. And look, my strike rate isn't great. I'm 50-50. I sunk one from 10 feet. I missed one from 6 feet. Ollie, how do you go with the putter in hand?
Usually I'm pretty good with the putter. I'm a little bit wayward with the irons and driver, but in saying that, I'm probably 50-50 at the moment as well.
Okay, well, look.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I mean, you had a little practice. You were sinking some in before, but when pressure comes into it, it's a whole different story. So just say you had like one of, I hate to bring it up, but one of those Jordan Dawson moments, and you're just, like it's like after the siren, outside the 50. What are you doing in your head at that time to keep calm? Because I would say this is that sort of pressure right now. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, I think I'd be going through my routine, sticking to routine of my goal kicking set shots and not sort of thinking about anything externally. So
no distractions, no like MC Hammer music playing, in your headphones or anything like that.
I also love that Liam has compared this putt to a showdown winning goal.
Well, it's a bit like that. I mean, because if you sink it, Mia from Seacliff Park is scoring $1,000. Do you have faith in Ollie, Mia?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
All right. Are you a big Port fan, are you?
I am, and Ollie would be my favourite all of a sudden. I must
Mia, do you have one of those little badges with his face on it that you put on your scarf?
Oh, well, you know how it is.
Yeah, all right.
No, hell no.
Well, we'll have to send you one, whether he gets it or not. Okay, Ollie, mate, step over. We've got the putting mat here. It's from about 10 feet, so it's not an easy putt. If he gets this in, Mia, you're laughing all the way to the bank.
Okay. Go, Ollie. Steady.
Oh,
steady on line up.
Straight
Did he get it?
Yeah, he got it. $1,000. $1,000 just like that.
Oh, you bloody champion.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, champion.
Oh, so good. There you go. Well, Ben's, he's missed one, he's got one, Ollie's got one. I think that just leaves me tomorrow, guys. I mean, Ollie's not going to be in. So, yeah, I certainly would love to have a shot. Make sure as well you check out TaylorMade's My Product, the ultimate in personalisation and performance. Design your golf club today at tailormadegolf.com.au. You just won the showdown, Ollie. That was huge. You won $1,000 for me. Thanks for joining us, man. We'll catch you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Apparently, it's the Ben and Liam Powerball.
I am broadcasting from the studio. Ben, he's at home right now. You there, Ben?
Yeah, you got me? I'm in the bathroom. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little echoey, but I can hear you. Look, it's Mother's Day coming up, and we've got a ton of Endota Spa vouchers to give away. So we've been trying to think of other ways we can do our radio show whilst Ben's at home. And we've had this idea of Beat the Bath Bomb. So Ben, you haven't had a shower or bath this morning. It's running there. Is it the right temperature for you? Can you dip a toe in for us?
Yeah, for sure. I love my baths, Liam. You know that. So I've had quite a few of them. I know how to perfect the temperature. I've got a candle lit, and I've also put in this kind of like it's like a bath bomb, and there's a few of those to come as well. But I've also got like this tea bag thing full of chamomile tea. So it's going to be quite soothing. I'm just getting into the bathtub now. I've got to be careful, though, because there is a lot of electronics around me. But can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. Give yourself a little bit of a scrub there. Oh, yeah, that's one dirty boy. Getting himself all cleaned up.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, let's move to Alicia from Morphettvale. Settle down, Ben. G'day, Alicia. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
It was so well. I know it's a little weird. Ben's naked in the bath right now on the radio, but do you understand how the game works?
Yes, I've got to say stop before the bath bomb fizzles out.
That's it. Yeah, it's very, very simple, really. And if it fizzles all the way out when Ben drops that bomb in and you get too greedy, we're just going to have to give the voucher to our next caller, okay?
Sure. No problem.
Okay. Ben, can you drop the bath bomb in now?
$15. $29.
Oh, this feels good.
$45. $96.
Ooh.
$150.
Stop.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, there you go. $150.
Spend
at Endota Spa coming your way. Just because I like you, I'm going to round that up to 200. How does that sound, Alicia?
Oh, thank you so much. That's wonderful.
No worries. Shall we see how much was left in the... well, I'm hearing now you could have had 1,000. So, that's still pretty good, though. 200 is still pretty good.
Yeah, you take that.
Yeah, absolutely. Alicia, will you have a wonderful Mother's Day? Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
No
Have
worries.
a wonderful day.
Easy. Ben, do you need me to come over there with your rubber ducky, or you're right?
No, I think I'd rather you not come into my bathroom, Liam, while I'm in the bath.
That's true. And I also forgot you do have COVID. I think that's kind of the whole thing. I'm not really supposed to be around you at the moment. Well, that's pretty much the rest of it. What are you doing in there? Oh, all right, I think we better leave Ben to do his own device.
Is the show still on?
Yeah, we're still on here.
Oh, sorry.
And that's the end of the Ben and Liam podcast. Obviously, it's been well documented, Ben. You've got COVID. You're at home at the moment. You know, I've been sort of joking about you playing PlayStation a bit here and there, but you're saying you're finding that hard as well, right?
Well, yeah, you would have heard in yesterday's pod that I did cut the end of my finger off, so I've got that all wrapped up, bandaged up nice and tight. And any PlayStation player would know that if you have cut your pointing finger, is that your index finger, on your left hand, that means you can't use the left trigger, i.e. L1. And you need that button in the game. And so I, unfortunately, even though I'm at home with COVID and I'm not working as much as I normally would, I can't even pick up the PlayStation controller because I can't press L1. So that's my life at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, being stuck at home for 7 days, hoofs, but being stuck at home for 7 days and not being able to use your right hand, if you know what I mean. I mean, that's a whole
Well, it's my left hand.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And then also,
so you can still play Nintendo Wii, is what I was referring to.
it's good though because my now wife Sam, she loves playing games and she has not cut the end of her finger off. So when she manages to drag herself out of bed, probably like an hour each day, she does like to play a bit of PlayStation. And so I'm watching her play DayZ at the moment.
And are you like a backseat driver? Like, kill him to your left, behind you.
For sure. Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Does she like that? Wouldn't that annoy her?
Yeah, no, she likes to watch me play this specific game, DayZ, because she gets a bit scared because it's like zombies and stuff. So she likes to watch me play it, but she doesn't like to play it.
I see.
But because of the hand, I can't really do much. So yeah, so she has to play it, and there's a bit of screaming, there's a bit of dying, but all in good fun.
Oh, that's it. That's the dream, though. If your partner's into you watching games, I just Sarah just like sees me walking into the room and she goes, "Are you serious?" And then when I get angry and like I'm a bit of a leg puncher, like I punch my leg if someone's like if someone comes back in the 90th minute, a little bit like Real Madrid in the second leg of the Champions League semi-final this morning. If they do that on me, then I'll be like, like get a bit angry, and she'll just be like, she'll call out, "It's just a game. It's not even real."
It makes it worse when they say that.
It's real to me.
You can vouch for this, Liam. I was asking earlier during the show, like off air, I was saying like, hey, when you play FIFA, like what does L1 do? Because I was tempted to just in this week of COVID download FIFA and then beat you at it. But
that would be so cool.
I feel like if I can't chip shot, I won't be able to play to the fullest of my abilities.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, it's necessary, but it's also like less necessary than, do you know what I mean? Like, if you can do all the basics, it's not super. That would be so fun because, I've always like wanted to verse someone that could.
The only way though, like, because obviously it's your game of choice. It's the main game you play. The only way I reckon I could beat you at it is if I got really good at doing the things that I know you wouldn't worry about, like all the finesse. So you do finesse? Like, is there finesse shots and stuff?
Yeah, I do finesse, but I don't. I mean, like, I don't really. I wouldn't be able to tell you how to do a skill move. Like, I mash the skill moves a little bit, apart from like shot cancels and that sort of stuff. Some people are like, oh yeah, like doing all different sort of fancy moves, and I some people also.
But when you're playing someone doing that, is that all flash, no substance, or does it actually like if you're playing them?
A lot of people sometimes I'll start playing a game online and they'll be like doing all this stuff, and I'm like, all right, who's this dickhead? And then I'll let them get nice and close to the goal, and then I'll just crunch them and then send it long and score one, and then just defend. But other times they're like there was a guy that I was playing last night. I was infuriated because I couldn't even touch the ball. Like, he was so good. He was like
so good.
He was like teasing me with it. Like he was like just all over.
But
the
then
shop.
My biggest disadvantage, where I would be, I think probably just because I played it for so much, would be superior with the controller and just understanding.
Yeah, your motor skills.
But you would just destroy me in terms of like, I don't know the teams or the players, so I feel like that's a big part of it, is like passing to the right people.
Yeah, and
subbing off someone who's tired and subbing on someone better. I wouldn't know who I'm subbing on.
Knowing the right plays, when to play the through ball, when to just hold it off. But I also you would be surprised with how bad I am for how often I play. Put it that way. I think if you being good at games, I think if you put a good 5 to 10 in it, I think we'd have a real matchup.
So what is it? FIFA 21 or is it FIFA 22 out yet?
We're in 22, but 23 will be out in like September.
Yeah, maybe I'll get it. I don't know. I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated.
I was trying not to buy that. Every year I better not buy it again because it just controls my life.
Yeah.
But anyway, good FIFA chat. I am looking forward to that game with you at some point. And look, if I beat you, then you can smoke me in Warriors of Sashimi or whatever that game is.
Yeah, Warriors of Sashimi. I'll play you in Ghost of Tsushima Legends mode and we'll see who wins.
I think you got me on that one. Good stuff. It is funny, like this, it changes the dynamic fully when now I'm talking to you like through my computer. It feels like it does. I kind of have forgotten that we're doing the podcast a little bit. It feels like it feels like I'm Zoom chatting an old friend overseas.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
We'll see you around soon. Yeah, send my regards to the family.
See your podcast up.
Oh no, I literally see that. I said catch a man to you. See you, podcaster.
Ben and Liam is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.